Good evening. This is the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Realistic Performance League, brought to you in partnership by GridFinder.com, Nailcoat Hall, Driver61, and GT Omega. And we are here for the Italian Grand Prix. I'm with my co-commentator, as always, Malk. How are you doing today?
Mate, how you doing? I'm doing very well. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, but I'll tell you, the drivers, they might not be doing too fine here in a little bit, because the qualifying is obviously going to be a wet session. Not sure about the race, but the qualifying itself is going to be very, very wet, as we already have a lot of raindrops falling here at the Monza circuit. Oh
yeah, absolutely. So it's not good news for all the drivers tonight if the intermediates are going to be after the situation. Hello to everyone that's joined in the chat. How you doing, guys? William says good evening. How you doing? Delange is the same. Malcolm Tim. Good evening. Oh, I've heard from the weather crew. Tim, do you think we are going to get a wet, or do you reckon we're going to get a dry race tonight?
Cheated. We're getting a dry race.
Oh, why did you have to cheat? Why did you have to cheat on this? Damn you! Damn you! Like I said, the weather crew. I can't believe you, Tim. I can't believe you cheated, to be fair. Damn you. So yeah, we're going to have a dry race this evening at the Italian Grand Prix at Monza. It's going to be absolute belter. So with the setups, obviously they're going to have the dry setup on the intermediate conditions. So have you ever tried that experience in this condition? Like, try and get the good lap at Monza?
I haven't tried it at Monza. I feel like I might have tried it at another track before. But that is a good point that you bring up, Malk, because you need to make sure that you have that dry setup, because obviously the race is dry. You need to prioritize your race over the qualifying. So you're going to be very, sensitive in the qualifying, whereas, you may not have as much downforce as you would with a wet weather setup. So you got to be so very careful to not total that car, and you just have to be very, very ginger with that entire car, and instead of dancing with it, you gotta slow dance with it today.
I love how you describe the car itself. Like, let's do the slow dance, because you are definitely right. Because the track itself, especially in the wet conditions, is going to be absolutely atrocious, especially in the intermediate, because you never know what's going to happen. So far, just watching IRL, aka Career Fan. So, is that a bit of a you were saying you got to try and dance, slow dance, and he was trying to force that dance onto the track, Tim.
Yeah, and I was watching him, and he's been doing this pretty much the entire time, even since his outlap. Wondering if maybe he's just trying to get some heat in those tires. Of course, he's got to be careful. We've seen him slipping and sliding everywhere. Of course, this is just going to be a banker lap for ARL, but nonetheless, this is maybe an indication of what some of these other guys are going to have to deal with out here on this track, because they do have the full dry weather setups in these cars, because the race is expected to be completely dry. It is only the qualifying that we're going to have to deal with the intermediate tires and the slightly wet weather conditions. And wow, if ARL is not careful, he's going to hit the wall, and you don't want to hit the wall too hard, or your wheel's going to come off, and then your qualifying is going to be done. And while qualifying is already kind of up in the air, you still want to get the best starting spot as possible. But the question is that I have for you, Malk, is what do you think the tire situation is going to look like at the start of the race? Because normally you have to start on the tire that you qualified if you're in the top 10. But obviously, where these guys are going to be qualifying on the intermediates, it's going to allow them free choice.
You are right, Tim. They will have free choice depending on, obviously, because it's the wets to the dries. And ARL's just got the fastest up the race with 1:34.586 in the qualifying, sorry, not the race. But with that request itself, Russell's doing a 29.9. They will have fresh tyres. And for me, I would start on the mediums if it was me, but then it all depends if they want to try and get a good start with the softs, because they want to try and drift away and might have a safety car situations that we have experienced in the F2 League earlier on this week, a couple of days ago actually. I'm just trying to have a look. Thank you, Keza. Cheers for that. Cheers for the info. Eros says race day. We need a good comeback. Yeah, you do need a comeback. Baz Cabs, how you doing, mate? You alright? Sab says, it's wet out, may as well go for a drink. I miss Sab with that, to be fair. Rain says, Speed Queen has a good car for this one. We'll discuss that in a minute. Delano says, no, Sab, go and get that pole. Get a lap in, Sab, be a man, Baz Cabs says. Sab, of more chance driving into a pole, mate. Rain says, never mind, Speed Queen has a Williams, too much blue, dabba-dee, dabba-da. So this could be entertaining, is what Delan just said. So corner drivers are all getting their times in now, and it's the 29th from Russman to start off with. And what a time from Russman, Tim.
Yeah, and let's talk about Russman actually for a minute. In fact, let's talk about more than just Russman. Let's talk about the top 3 drivers in the driver standings. Last week saw Party Trev reclaim the lead. So he is first, and O'Steven second, Russman in third. But here is the kicker there, is they are only separated by a handful of points, 148 points belonging to Party Trev. And then you have O'Steven in second place with 146. And then 144 belonging to Russman in third.
Absolutely, and as you mentioned, Party Trev, he's got himself pole position at the minute with 129.875. So, Party Trev, he had the last few races. He's had a few, let's just say, not the best races that he has experienced. Even though he's got decent points, I feel like it's pressure on him to keep that consistency going. But again, he's proved the doubt was wrong at the moment in the qualifying. I know it's early doors at the moment with 11 minutes 40 left of the qualifying. But Russman needs to step up. Same with O'Steven as well. So those other 2 drivers, they trying to push on as well. And yellow flag sectors 1. I think that might be a Lesmo corner 1. I'm just one of the drivers leading through. But what's your thoughts of Party Trev this season? I mean, Party Trev's been absolutely fantastic. Kept it consistent. But as I said, he's had a few... the last few races, he has been a few struggles, well, I say struggles, but like not the results that what he exactly wanted.
Well, Party Trev, he has definitely been one of the most consistent drivers on the entire season, so I really do look for him to continue doing very well as well. Sir Spud gets very loose out of the first chicane. He has set his lap a 131.9, but I'm honestly just surprised that we have so many drivers that's close in the standings, and I am going to correct myself. O'Steven actually has 145 points, not 144. But then behind them, you have Speed Queen 80. She has not won a race yet this season, and she has 132 points, and then 130 points belonging to ARL. And wow, Sir Spud, he has actually crashed out. As I was looking at the point standings, I missed that. So Sir Spud not going to be able to finish this qualifying run. And we'll take a look now at JP in the Aston Martin. And Speed Queen 80, we'll actually take a look at her because we were just talking about her. She is 4th in the point standings at the moment, and I've heard she has a good car here today, at least according to one of our viewers. So maybe they're right, and maybe we will see Speed Queen 80 with yet another podium on the season.
I think they were thinking they were having the Alpine car. That's probably one of the viewers was trying to explain, but it is the Williams car. The Williams car's alright. Like, it's not as worse as the Haas car as what Matty has got in 12th place at the minute with a 131.6 as well. That's still good enough. Speed Queen going through Ascari corners. Now, that's one of the corners to watch out for, and we have seen quite a few mistakes throughout the Ascari corner, especially in the dry situations. So we need to watch out for them on that situation. Yellow flags up to 3. I think that might be Matty actually going really slowly in one of the McLarens through. Speed Queen now coming up to passing Parabolic Corner now into the straights, and a 130.6 and she's moved herself up to 8th place, Tim.
So good lap from Speed Queen 80 there. Russman still in the pole right now with his car allocated teammate of Nitro Gas just behind him. Of course, if you're not aware of how we do this here in the Performance League, these cars reflect their real-life performance. So the drivers are not necessarily paired with their teammates every single week because the slower drivers get the faster cars and the faster car drivers get the slower cars. And Nitro Gas spins out of the first chicane as Soldier Stone goes quickest with a 129.738.
So yeah, I mean, Soldier Stone ain't messing about in the Ferrari car at the home Grand Prix. JP has crashed exactly the same spot. Look, exactly the same spot as what Sir Spud did. So again, after that first sector into the chicane, as soon as he touched that curve, sorry, sorry. As soon as you touch that curb, I lost my words. As soon as you touch the curb, you lose that car, and that's where you've got to be careful, especially when you could hit the curb and the gravel as well. So be very careful with that situation. Yellow flag set to 2. Still, I think that was one of the Haas cars. That was massive, sorry, going wide. But like I said, guys, this is the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League, live exclusive for you guys on the YouTube channel. Please, please, please make sure you like and subscribe to the Invictus Racing League YouTube channel for all the live racing itself. We are aiming for at least 10 likes. Not only it will help myself and Tim as the commentators, but also helps Invictus Racing League on this stream. We are aiming for at least 10 likes tonight. Thank you so much, guys.
So just watching Nitrogas round the final corner, but he's going to go ahead and go into the pits. Rustman in the McLaren, he is on his out lap now, so he's going to go out for at least one more run. And the thing with these intermediate tires is, you know, you can actually go out there and stay out there for a few more laps for multiple reasons. One, because they're not going to wear down as fast as the slicks would in their appropriate conditions, but also you don't have to save these tires for the race. So it doesn't matter what you do to these tires. You can just go into the Ascara chicane and lock up and flat spot all 4 of them. You don't need them after this qualifying session. So they almost have a freebie, but the problem is they're not going to learn a lot for the race. So it's just a free time to kind of go out there, have fun, and still make sure that you get a good lap. But of course, you know, you have drivers like Sab who have already said, hey, you know, he just wants to have a little bit of fun and, you know, maybe go for a drink. And actually we see Sab on his out lap now, so we will take a look at him just to say hello to our good friend in the Red Bull.
Absolutely. Let's hope he got some wings to get himself into the top 10 as well. And Baz, how you doing, mate? It says you got my like on the stream. Thank you so much for that. We're up to 5 at the moment. Thank you so much. Yellow flag set to 2. That is, looks like one of the Alpine cars. That might be Keza. Yeah, Keza's just gone off. I tell you what, Tim, that chicane after the first sector into the second, that's causing so much havoc to these drivers. And I'm sorry if I keep repeating myself, because that's the crucial one for tonight. And the drivers need to make sure they can't mess up during this race as well. And one of the cars just had a yellow flag set to 1, but that's the what's the word I was after? You got to be very careful during that race itself, and I'm hoping there'll be a few more, no more mistakes, shall we say, during the last 5 minutes of this race, this qualifying, sorry.
So Soldier Stone, he's going back out for an out lap, going to try to defend his provisional pole position with just over 5.5 minutes remaining in the qualifying session. Still watching Rustman to see what kind of a lap time he can lay down, and now ARL goes fast to say 129.236. Did not expect that from the AlphaTauri driver after as much as he was slipping and sliding around earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. It was, as I said earlier on, he was dancing too much, but again, he probably just eased off. Unless I'm mistaken, Tim, the rain has slowly eased off on some parts of the track. Unless I'm mistaken. Oh, Ginger Tiger's just gone onto the grass, so he's dropped himself. Might lose a few time itself. Rustman, 129.554. So the guys are slowly kicking in now to try and do their laps in. So this is where everything is all heated up within the last 5 minutes, or maybe the last 4 minutes, sorry, of this qualifying. And it's really, really tense stuff now. It's still yellow flags at 2 and 3. Tim?
Michael Luke, he goes fourth quickest with a 129.797 in the Red Bull. A good time for him. And Michael Luke, who really joined us late in the season, you know, this could be a good starting spot for him.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's joined in, but again, with that Red Bull car, hopefully we'll keep that consistency going and try and get a good start at the Monza Grand Prix, because it is going to be slipstream galore, and I'm hoping we might see 2 wide or 3 wide scenario, or maybe even push for a 4 wide scenario at the Parabolic Corner. I know I'm risking it for a biscuit here, but we're going to see some loads and loads of overtakes galore, and I cannot wait for it tonight.
So let's take a look at the Constructor Standings, Malk, because you and I were talking about it just before we started today. Up top, it is multi-stop racing with Sir Spud and O'Steven, who are leading with 240 points. But then second and third, Only Fools and Horsepower Racing with Maddie and Ginger Tiger, and then Speed Queen 80 and Reshka's Merlin Motorsport are tied for second place with 212 points. Then 209 points belonging to Flash McQueen Racing, that being Party Trev JP. And then Jeff's new friend, Soldier Stone and ARL, in fifth with 207. Then 206 points belongs to Hesketh Hunters, which is Russman and David46. And then Livingwall and Keza with Lost in Pace in seventh with 202. The mid-pack constructor standings is incredibly close, and it's been the battle that we haven't talked much about, Malk.
Yeah, I mean, it's not been the battles that we mainly focused on that much, because we always focus on both of them, but mainly we've always been talking about was the drivers standings. But looking at the constructors, it is definitely heated up in between second and seventh, so we have to watch out for that as well. So just watching some of the drivers to do their laps in as well. It looks like Reshka is at 100th quicker. So 100 quicker on his time. So let's see what Reshka can try and do. Come up to Parabolic Corner now. Needs to get a good time. 2 minutes 18 left on the qualifying. With Reshka in 9th place, needs to try and find at least nearly a second to try and close the gap. He lost out by a tenth, or nearly 2 tenths on the last corner, Tim.
So now we'll go ahead and take a look at Rimac in the Alfa Romeo in 11th right now. A 1:30.645 is his best lap time. Starting to reach the end of this qualifying session, so all these drivers are going out. So let's take a look now at Russman instead here, because he is in second place and he's about to complete a lap, a 1:29.554. This is part of the championship battle. As we mentioned earlier, Russman is third in the points right now, just behind O'Steven and Party Trev, who is your leader. Party Trev in 6th place with a 1:29.875, will not be running another lap, obviously, because he is DNF'd out of the session. So Party Trev can do no better than 6th in the qualifying, but who knows, maybe he will sail to a victory in the race.
Who knows? Who knows? We'll never know until the last few moments. I'm just watching Nigel Gash now. Was purple on the second sector. He was purple on the second sector. Coming up to Parabolic Corner now. So let's see what time he can try and do. Yellow flag still ahead of him, but it won't be matter because he could be closing in 29.3. Would have been. Oh, he had invalidate his lap. So he would not. He would have done a 29th. He would have been second place had he not had that invalidation. So now, unfortunately for Nigel Gash, he's crashed. He's crashed onto the side. So unfortunately for Nigel Gash, he will not improve his time. But that was unbelievable stuff. So yeah, mad scenes to be fair. Russman up to Parabolic Corner now, into the final bit now, down the straight. Let's see what time. 29.3. 6.6. He's going to try and do one more lap. So Tim, what are you watching so far?
Still watching Russman, who is second quickest at 1:29.366. We'll go ahead and take a look now at Ginger Tiger in the Aston Martin. 6 laps on those intermediate tires. And at this point, you got to think some of these guys are just out there making laps, trying to see what they can get, because, as we mentioned, they don't have the wet weather setups in there because they don't need them, because the race is going to be dry. So these cars are just a monster to drive, and they're just out there trying to get the best time that they can. Definitely an interesting qualifying session indeed. Looks like Speed Queen 80 has just finished her lap, goes to 7th at 1:29.957. Let's see what Ginger Tiger is going to do with his final lap in the Aston Martin, and he will not improve that time. So he is going to stay in 8th place. Reshka in the Alpine, and they have invalidated their lap, so not going to improve, as has Rimac. O'Steven, though, he is second in points right now, and he is in 13th. That is not good as he goes through the Ascari chicane. He's going to have to find whatever he can to better his starting spot here. O'Steven, so far so good, almost invalidated there out of the Ascari chicane, but did a good job to keep it within the track limits. Let's see what he's able to do, if anything. And you got to think, to be second in the points and starting so far back, that's got to weigh on you.
Oh yeah, definitely, and it's the pressure. It's definitely the pressure. I've just seen what O'Steven can try and do. A 30.8, so it moves up to 12. He moves sub 12. And Russman will not improve his time. He has slowed down in the last sector. I think that might be because of the Ascari corner itself. But I think this is what you see is what you're going to get during the finale part of the qualifying itself. Reigns says, I wondered if two drivers are way ahead of the championship when it comes to the final race, would they get the same car? And would it be the worst or the best? And Delange said they would be in cars which would fit their pace, which I would have said. And most likely placed like they both have a chance for the top. Yeah, absolutely, what Delange says, spot on. Because you obviously, if two drivers are at the last race and they're battling out for the title, obviously the admins have got to be spot on with the right car, with the right pace, because you could have an F1 driver needs to be in the correct car, and you could be you need to be at the right car, the right track at the right time. So that's what you need to be as well. So Tim, over to you for the short qualifying classification.
And your official starting lineup for the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Performance League Italian Grand Prix ARL on the pole with Russman in second, Michael Luke in third, Soldier Stone in fourth, Nitro Gash in fifth, Party Trev in sixth, Speed Queen 80 in seventh with Ginger Tiger in eighth, ninth is Keza Reshka in 10th, Rymac in 11th, O Steven in 12th, 13th is Maddie Sir Spud in 14th, 15th is Turok JP in 16th, 17th is Sab. And to go back on what you're talking about with those car allocations, Malk, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember if this was a title-deciding race or if it was just a race, but I feel like we actually saw a championship be lost in the last corner of the last lap at Singapore a season or two ago.
That was, who was it now?
I think Yas was in Scope Fielder, maybe.
Yes, Scope Fielder, Yas and Scope Fielder. They were battling out in the last couple of corners, just under the bridge section. I remembered it. Oh, you're glad you remembered me, actually, with that, because that was an epic race. We all thought it was going to be an unbelievable race. We thought the title was done. But then the dramatic ending of that last lap has brought so many shocks that you never experienced before, and hopefully we'll see more of that this season. I'm hoping we'll get one this season at the last race at Mexico in round 15. But again, we've got this race obviously still left to go. We've still got Portugal, Spanish, and also Singapore as well. So those memories are going to come back again, and I'm hoping we will get a title decider at the last race of the season.
And I'm trying to go back and think of just what other drivers were involved, because I know that it was Scopefielder and Yas might have won the race, and Scopefielder might have won the championship. I don't even remember what season that was, but I'm pretty sure that was the Performance League. And, you know, just a coincidence, though, that those two drivers in question, correct me if I'm wrong, but Scopefielder, Sir Spud, and I believe Yas, all three of those are tied for the winningest driver in the Performance League series with 7 wins apiece. And, of course, Delange, who is watching, he has got 6 wins, or was it Sir Spud who has 6 and needs 1 more to get 7? It's been so long since I've looked at the statistics now that I think about it. I've slept since then, but you do remember the race I'm talking about. And it was very, like you said, it was an amazing race, and the championship battle this season in the Performance League is starting to look like that race pretty much. It stayed close for about 5 weeks now. We've been talking about how close it is, and I thought that maybe at this point we would start to see maybe a title favorite, but there really isn't. Between Party Trev, O Steven, and Russman, there's no title favorite between those three.
No, but don't forget, you got Speed Queen, IRL, and then maybe with Nigel Gash and Ginger Tiger and Tarak all slowly building up into this play as well. So you can't write them off. You can't write anyone off. And it's very difficult to say who would be at this situation, because all these drivers have been working their socks off day in, day out to try and keep their positions going. And it's absolutely mad. And it's really close. And I cannot believe, with the way everything was planned, like, Steven nearly lost out quite a lot of points. And I thought he would have lost a lot of positions as well. But he still kept within the top 3, which is a surprise to me. Absolute shocking surprise, to be fair. But, again, I just hope they prove us wrong. I just hope that we get a dramatic ending of the season, because it's been an absolute classic this season.
So just waiting for the drivers to choose their race strategy, then maybe we can get underway with the formation lap. And one thing we haven't done, top 3 predictions, Malk.
It's a tough one. If IRL doesn't get a bad start, I reckon IRL. Nigel needs to redeem himself after what happened yesterday in the F3 League. So I reckon IRL, Nigel and Party Trev, the top 3, I would say. You, Tim?
I think I'm going to go with Soldier Stone, ARL, and Speed Queen.
Ah, okay, I see what you're doing. Speed Queen, she's on a roll. She's definitely on a roll, because she could be on for a 3rd podium in a row. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, 3rd podium in a row. And obviously Nigel Gash winning 3 races this season in the Performance League. And he won last week at the Dutch Grand Prix. So anything could happen in this league. You just never know what to expect at all. And I cannot wait for it. I really cannot wait for it. And I'm just excited, Bobby, to be fair, because you just never know what to expect from this league. And it's absolutely brings enjoyment and excitement, and so many battles galore. And especially at Monza, you just can't argue about it at all. If you're in the chat, guys, what's your top 3 predictions? Who do you think will be in the top 3? Rain says Track not having a good session. Yeah, he's in 15th. He's not having a great one at the moment. ARL was happy with that. He says Drivers' Championship is not over yet. I was proud to say that earlier on. It's Lurikans, how do you pronounce it? How you doing, mate? You alright? Delange, shocked as well. Rain says top 3: Soldier Stone, Nigel Gash, and Speed Queen. That's his top 3. But before I go back to Tim, here we go. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Invictus Racing League YouTube channel for all the live race itself. We are aiming for at least 10 likes tonight, guys. Would be a massive help to myself and Tim as the commentators, as well as the Invictus Racing League YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe, and also like this stream as well. Would be a massive help as well. So thank you so much. And coming up to the famous old corner, which is the Parabolic Corner. So Tim, I'll let you do the honours each and every week to hear your thoughts on what's going to happen when they build up to the starting up grid.
And in each and every week it is an honor, Malk. ARL, of course, with that pole position, he is going to have prime starting spot going into turn number 1. And I say that because he's probably the only driver that's got a good starting spot. Even second place isn't safe from the carnage that could, but not necessarily will happen going into turn 1 at Monza, but we all know what could very well happen. And to be fair, the leader isn't even safe either, but it just gives you a little bit more of a cushion, just a slight peace of mind, but only a very slight peace of mind, and it's going to go away quickly as soon as you start racing, just waiting for the rest of the drivers to find their appropriate positions on the grid. We have almost a full grid today. 17 cars going to be starting this race. Let's see how many of them finish, and let's see which 3 of them are going to be on the top spots at the podium at the end of the day. 27 laps around this circuit for the Italian Grand Prix, and the drivers are sitting there waiting and ready, and here you hear those pedal feet. The drivers watching the lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights in the air. No red lights. We are green for this. For the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Realistic Performance League Italian Grand Prix, with ARL getting a fantastic start with Michael Luke in the Red Bull, really going on the outside of the McLaren, filling up the gap up there, but then he goes a little bit wide. He cuts the corner, avoids a time penalty, but loses a spot, so goes from second place all the way to 4th, started in 3rd, so already 1 spot down out of the second corner of this race. Nitro Gash, he's under an enormous amount of pressure from Speed Queen 80, who has already gained a spot, and now maybe gaining another spot on Nitro Gash. You see, he looks underneath of him, and now moves Speed Queen 80 up into the top 5 in 5th place.
What a move. Good start from the majority of the drivers, but I've just seen Polytrev trying to catch up to Nitro Gash, as well as make the move on to Keza. in 8th place. A couple of drivers are on the medium tyres, majority of them have gone for the soft, so I'm very surprised with that, especially with this situation at Monza. They have to try and save those tyres as much as possible, but we could have a 2 in a bed or 3 in a bed moments at the Monza or the Italian Grand Prix. Let's have a look. We're going through Ascari Corner now, and as you can see, one of the drivers at the that might be JP. Yeah, JP, he's going close to Reshka. Reshka's trying to make the move on to Ginger Tiger, but not enough yet. They're coming to Parabolic Corner now. So they're trying to ease up, try and make sure JP trying to close the gap as quickly as possible. Russman, 125.971. We'll just watch this straight and then we'll pass it back to Tim. Majority of the drivers are trying to get the slipstream without the DRS, and they're Ginger Tiger's trying to get defensive. Oh, they're going to be careful to brake a little bit early. Oh, hold it on for dear life, Tim.
And Ginger Tiger in 10th place now, trying to keep that Williams of Reshka behind him, and did a good job doing so through the first chicane. Meanwhile, Russman, he overtook ARL for the lead out of the final corner, going down the home straightaway to set that fastest lap time. Now ARL watches it as the McLaren just kind of drives off into the distance, though ARL getting a little bit closer to the McLaren. We're going to have a nice battle for the lead here in a moment. Russman versus ARL. Soldier Stone there in the back in 3rd place, hanging out in the Ferrari, the highest running Ferrari, and the only Ferrari in the field today. And why is that significant? Well, if you don't know, this would be Ferrari's home Grand Prix. So even if it's just Soldier Stone, because he was allocated to this car, I'm sure that he wants to have a good race, if not for Ferrari, just for himself. A good race for Ferrari is just icing on top of the cake, but we have a 4-car battle now practically for the lead between Russman, ARL, Soldier Stone, and Michael Luke. And ARL still getting closer to Russman, but cannot seem to actually find a way around him. Russman has a lot better drive off, so ARL can gain on him on corner entry, but then on corner exit, it is that McLaren that has the advantage. But Michael Luke, with the slipstream, has the lap time advantage, a 124.184, as he is looking on the outside of the Ferrari of Soldier Stone. Will he be able to get the move done? Is it side by side into the first corner? No, he will not.
Oh my God, we had the 2 in a bed moment. We had the first 2 in a bed of this evening on the straight after with the DRS itself. Now, hopefully they'll try and put the pressure on as much as possible. They'll try to look through the majority of the grid, and they're all close to each other. So much battles galore. It looks like Kessler and Rymack are getting close between 8th and 9th place, respectively. But, Kessler caught the curb. I don't know if there was contact. I don't know if there was contact between himself and Rymack, but Rymack's car, okay so far. Tim, Rymack's car is okay so far.
On board with Reshka now, and he is really locked in a tight battle between Keza and then JP just behind him as well. And Keza, he's got the DRS, but so does Reshka, so he's stuck in a DRS train right now. Reshka might be able to make a move around Keza, but he just thought better of it as they were entering the Ascari chicane, so couldn't find a way around that Alpine car. Maybe he'll have a chance here, though, but he is staying on the back of that Alpine car, barely able to fit a piece of paper between the rear diffuser and the front wing, between the Alpine and the Williams, going through Parabolic now, and there's a little bit of a battle happening just ahead of them, too, between Rymack and Ginger Tiger. Ginger Tiger going just a little bit wide, but you can go a little wide at Parabolic. That green stuff there on the outside in the runoff area, if you just have your left side tires dipped into that, you can actually get a little bit of grip, and look at that. Who is that trying to go around the Williams? That is JP as they go into turn number 1. Almost some contact, maybe a tiny bit of contact. JP has to concede the position and follow the Williams back through.
Absolutely, that was a great close. JP nearly got it. Matty's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple one, his first driver of the evening to get the penalty. Rymack getting close to Ginger Tiger for 8th and 9th, but we've got a battle for 2nd place. It's really heated up because Russman is slowly pulling away from the rest of the group in 1st place. But at the moment, still watching the battle between Ginger Tiger and Rymack, because it could be a little bit tasty depending on how Rymack can try and get through the DRS zone. He should have the DRS, and he has got the DRS, so he's going to try and get close to Ginger Tiger for as much as possible. He has used majority of the, well, it's the majority, he's just used at least 20% of that ERS, Ginger Tiger, so he will try and use all that ERS as much as possible. As you can see, he's trying to do that, but that's why he's pulling away so much out of the exits. And Michael is getting close to Solstone now for 3rd. So here we go, Tim.
So on board with the Red Bull, and Nitro Gash is right on the rear end of the Red Bull as well. So we'll actually ride on board with Nitro Gash as he has got a fantastic view of this battle. And now they've got the back of ARL, so it is ARL Soldier Stone, Michael Luke, and Nitro Gash all on a line through the first chicane as Russman, he is out in a league of his own, 1.9 seconds ahead of this battle. Nitro Gash, the car allocated teammate to Russman, just does not have the same speed that the leader of this race does. That is for sure. Now Nitro Gash dropping back a little bit further from Michael Luke, but he will slowly be able to catch back up to the back of that Red Bull thanks to the slipstream, and Michael just trying to hang on pretty much where he started in fourth.
Yeah, but Nitro Gash ain't messing about. He wants to try make that move though, because Speed Queen could catch up to him at any point in time. Just watching Reshka now closing in on Keza for 10th and 11th place as well. So they come up to the DRS zone. It's a DRS train now, and majority of the drivers have all got the DRS. So it's awkward, isn't it, Tim? Where you got majority of the drivers, you want to try and make the overtake, but you got another car ahead who's just got that DRS, and you just want to try and get past them as quickly as possible, and you just cannot do that at all.
Yeah, it really is awkward, Malk, especially when you're expecting maybe an overtake to happen, but then it just quite doesn't come to fruition due to the fact that you are stuck in a DRS train and the car ahead of you has the same benefit, more or less, that you do. So you have to make sure that you have a fantastic exit out of the corner if you're going to make the move. And look at Soldier Stone making a move on ARL for second place into the first corner. So ARL can do nothing but let that Ferrari go through. And Michael Luke thought about trying to follow the Ferrari through, but couldn't quite make the move stick. And now Nitro Gash trying to get around that Red Bull. For a brief moment, they might have been side by side, but Nitro Gash falling back 0.2 of a second behind the Red Bull driver, and Michael Luke, once again, as I said, it seems to stagnate in fourth at the moment. And wow, ARL, a big corner cut there.
I was going to say that was a massive corner cut from ARL, so I would be very, very surprised if he had no warning on that. But again, it might have been a massive mistake coming to the chicane and trying to avoid any contact at all. But Michael will be closing the gap. So, and Nitro Gash is also closing the gap. We've got a tasty couple of positions. Oh, trying to hold on. Michael struggling through the Ascari corner. Might lose our position. Oh, actually, he might be lucky. He had a great exit on the last corner of Ascari. Now he's getting right close to ARL and also Soldier Stone. Now, this is where it gets even more interesting now with the DRS feast. And they're trying to close the gap onto Soldier Stone for second place. Michael's going to make the move with the DRS. Goes side by side. Soldier Stone defending on the inside. Oh, this is getting close. Michael going ahead, but ARL might lose out to to third. He's lost himself to third. Tim.
So Michael Luke in the third, ARL down to fourth, Nitro Gash still staying in fifth place, and you got to think Nitro Gash is kind of the man that's being left out. He's the only one that's not been able to make a move in the last couple of laps. But ARL trying to make a move back around Michael Luke, some contact between the AlphaTauri and the Red Bull, and almost some contact again entering the corner. So, but they keep it clean at least that time. And is there wing damage now on that AlphaTauri? There is not that I see that is visible, but ARL definitely dropped back far from that Red Bull very quickly.
Yes, so it'll be interesting to see how much time he has lost out. But Nitro Gash ain't messed about. Make the move with that DRS zone. Will be ARL trying to keep on the inside line. Try and be careful. Ooh. That was close, Tim. That was close. From the angle that I saw, that was really close. But now Nitro Gash has made that first move of the evening itself. But now Reshka getting ahead of Keza now for the first time in 10th place. Great race so far, Tim.
On board with Keza in the Alpine. Let's see if he's going to be able to take the fight back to Reshka down the straight. Oh, a little bit of a slide from Keza. He hangs on to it. That is going to hurt his exit off of this corner, though. And I think that Reshka is going to have some DRS on Ginger Tiger, so it's going to be a DRS train down the front straightaway. Not what Keza was looking for. And now Nitro Gash just went around Michael Luke into turn number 1. Nitro Gash, the man on the mission, the man with a plan. He won the race last week. He's trying to get his 4th win of the season tonight here in Monza. Not sure if he's going to be able to do it or not, but he is starting to find some speed in that McLaren.
Yeah, he's definitely got that speed going with that soft tyres itself. But interesting situation, Tim. Russman, who's in 3rd place at the moment. Advantage Russman for the Drivers' Championship at this stage, because he's ahead of Polytrev and massively ahead of O'Stephen in from 1st to 14th. So unless O'Stephen somehow drastically get himself back into the challenge of the top 5, I cannot see that happening at the minute. But the battle for Polytrev, trying to make that move against ARL, needs to make it done as soon as possible, because otherwise he's going to lose out so much time to the top 3 itself. And you don't want to do that in this. I mean, at the moment it might be decent positions at the minute, but again, when you want to challenge for the title, Tim, you need to be consistent. You need to be within the podium sections to stand any chance of winning the Drivers' Championship, as well as the Constructors.
And Party Trev making a move around ARL, but is it going to stick? I think it is. Party Trev moves himself up into the 5th place, but will he be able to clear him? Yes, he does. So Party Trev making moves forward now. He's got his sights set on the Red Bull of Michael Luke, and something definitely wrong with that AlphaTauri of ARL. Not sure what it could be. Could it maybe be some side pod damage because of the contact with Michael Luke? Could that be holding this AlphaTauri back?
It might be. It's very hard to tell if it's the side pod glitch, the side pod issue as well. But there's definitely something wrong with the car, because that's not ARL's pace at all. So hopefully he'll bounce back as quickly as possible. But at the moment, Team Russman is still holding on and pulling away from the crew. He's just not messing about at all. And Ryan Mack making the move. 8. Does he hold on? Yes, he has, and also ARL trying to hold on against Speed Queen. So Ryback made the move on to Ginger Tiger. Speed Queen she's got a fantastic chance to make the move into 6th place. But what's your thoughts so far, Tim?
So far, we have seen tight action around Monza. It is now lap 10. Russman has just crossed that line, and Soldier Stone in 2nd, Nitro Gash in 3rd, Michael Luke in 4th, Party Trev in 5th, Speed Queen 80 moves up into 6th because ARL is deciding to pit. This is the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Realistic Performance League, brought to you in partnership by Driver61, Nailco Hall, GT Omega, and GridFinder.com, as Nitro Gash makes his way into 2nd place now around Soldier Stone. However, he has got 4 seconds until he reaches his next competitor, and he needs to start thinking about the undercut, Malk, because ARL, he's already pitted. He has already fitted the medium tire, so if Russman does not pit this time, Nitro Gash needs to. And if Russman does pit this time, well, I can't really help him because they are in the same car, so that means that they are sharing a pit box. So the only question is that 4-second gap going to be enough to where you don't lose time? Quite frankly, I wouldn't risk it.
No, I think it's normally about 7 seconds. If you get a gap of 7 seconds, then you will do it. But 4 seconds, no. I can't see that happening. Obviously, unless one, if both of them go in, 4 seconds is not enough. And it looks like Nitro Gash is not messing about. He's really charging. Yellow flag set to 3. That is JP. JP is off at Ascari Corner. JP is off at Ascari Corner, Tim.
So unfortunate for JP and the Aston Martin, and Russman, he has decided to pit. So Nitro Gash, he has no choice but to stay out for one more lap. If only the overcut was strong here.
Yeah, sorry, Tim. It looks like Ginger Tiger was going into the pits, and then also last-minute decision to come off, to go back out again. I'm not sure why, but I don't know if that was a tease on for Reshka to try and say, look, mate, I'll let you in. But no, I'm staying out still. But now, some battles galore, as we'll see right here, right now. Will Reshka now make the move? Pytro's getting close to Michael Lutz now for 3rd place, but Tim, you just can't keep your eyes off this race at all, because as soon as you blink, you miss an overtake.
Oh, and Reshka almost had an overtake on Ginger Tiger, but couldn't quite make the move stick, but they are going to be reaching a DRS zone here in just a moment, so maybe that's going to be Reshka's opportunity to get around this Aston Martin. This will be for the 5th position, but so far it looks like Reshka is not able to make as significant gains as I expected. So maybe Ginger Tiger will be able to defend into Ascari, and he does. So Ginger Tiger will keep the 5th position, at least for now. But Reshka trying to fight back very hard, and he might just have him now. He got a better exit out of the Ascari chicane than Ginger Tiger did. But the Aston Martin, I think, is just slightly better than that Williams, so that might be what's holding Reshka back.
Yeah, but don't forget, it looks like Tiger's trying to use all of his DRS as much as possible on the straight, because Reshka He's not messed up. Oh my God! That was close, Tim. That was close. That could have been... he just went straight to the right. And that could have been catastrophic, because he looked like if Reshka stayed a bit more, he would have lost his front wing. I don't know if you saw that, Tim.
I did see that, but I didn't see it from the view that you did, Malk. I was actually watching Ginger Tiger and looking out the back when he decided to, or think about pull off, and we were actually back into cinematic cam. So, unfortunately for at least the viewer's sake, we didn't quite see what you saw, but I'm sure that it was very dicey. Reshka now inherits the second position behind Party Trev, who has decided to stay out 11 laps on those soft tires. That is an enormous amount of laps. He's going to have to start to think about pitting sooner rather than later. His car allocated teammate of Keza 11 laps on those medium tires. He can go for a little bit longer, but Party Trev definitely needs to pit soon.
Well, he definitely needs to pit soon, but it just all depends on when he's going to pit, because normally the softs should be alright. They should be lasting about between 12 to 15 laps at least, and the rest of it is definitely a medium tyre, because they'll be absolute fresh as well. Russman getting close to O'Steven now for 6th place, passing the Scary corner. Now down the straight now. You can tell Russman is using all that ERS to try and close the gap. O'Steven trying to keep on the race. No! Oh, bad move. Russman trying to make the move, and he spun out just before the start of the Parabolic Corner, Tim.
The question is, though, is there any wing damage on Russman's car? Are we going to see him pit again, or is he going to stay out? He will stay out. No visible wing damage that we can see, but Russman losing a lot of spots after trying to get around O'Steven. This does help Party Trev, though. This plays perfectly into Party Trev's hands. If only he had pitted this time, he wouldn't be ahead of Russman, but he'd be a lot closer.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But Party Trev is really risking it for a biscuit now, trying to go as long as possible. Normally the pit stop is between 20 to 25 seconds. So even if the next person who's first pitted was Nitrogash in 5th, so Nitrogash in 5th, that's 20 seconds already, the gap. So Party Trev will lose out a few positions, but it all depends if he can get a good lap itself. I can't stop saying good. DeLance says still no safety car. They're doing a better job than we in F2. I do agree, mate. I do agree. There was safety cars galore, and there was crashes at the Scary. Now I've said that there's going to be a crash, isn't there? That was a commentator's curse. Reen says suicide move by Russman. I do agree with you on that one. I think he should have waited. Ryan Mack has got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. DeLance says yeah, he would never pull that off. Yeah, absolutely. Michael's made the move on to ARL. 4-8, and Party Trev is now in the pits, Tim.
So Michael Luke moving into 8th, going to be 7th here in just a moment when they overtake Party Trev, who I think is now away and out of his pit box, going on those medium tires, of course. Let's see where Party Trev gets out. Is look at ARL trying to make the move around Michael Luke. It is 3 wide for just a moment going into the first corner, and look at that, Party Trev really fighting back hard into the first corner. Party Trev trying to stay ahead of Michael Luke, cannot do it, but he's going to be right up on the back of him, and now he's going to be able to overtake the Red Bull. So it's Alpine versus Red Bull. Party Trev on the slightly fresher tires, and I do mean slightly, goes ahead of Michael Luke.
Absolutely. So brilliant move there. Brilliant move at this situation, but Michael trying to not mess it about. Because Speed Queen's now trying to make the move. No, she's just waiting patiently. Coming up to Lesmo corner 1, and now coming to Lesmo corner 2, and then coming up to the DRS. So now Michael will have that DRS, same as Speed Queen. She'll have that DRS as well. It might be Rymac also will have the DRS. Yeah, quite a few drivers will have got the DRS. Michael's trying to save his DRS as much as possible. Good job, ghosting is on. Yeah, Jace. Yeah, I'm glad the ghosting is definitely on. Ryan says JP the goat path. Yeah, absolutely. Delange says, yeah, that was an unsafe way to get back to the track. Yeah, absolutely. Michael is chasing Party Trev now for 8th. And I tell you what, Tim, this is tasty at the Italian Grand Prix. Mamma mia!
That it is, and I want to point out to you, Malk, that Party Trev, he was battling for about the 6th position, and look at that, the Alpha Tauri of ARL trying to go around Party Trev. It's contact into the first corner, and Michael Luke tried to fill that gap, couldn't do it at all. So Party Trev will not be able to overtake ARL this time, and now it is Michael Luke that's actually going to maybe be able to go around Party Trev here. Or no, that's actually Speed Queen 80 trying to go around Michael Luke.
Speed Queen! Oh, what a move! What a move there from Speed Queen! Beautiful, beautiful move there against Michael at the straight, just at the end of the first sector into the second, at that chicane. She just made that move at the last ditch as well, and Nigel Gass has made the move on to O'Steven now for third, Tim.
So with that little bobble that Russman had, he has now lost the lead to Nitro Gash, or the inherited lead, mind you, after Keza and Sir Spud inevitably pit here in a few laps time. So Nitro Gash could be on for yet another win on the season. If he wins today, it will be his 4th win on the season. And O'Steven, who is 2nd in the points entering this race, just trying to hang on. A good job, though, starting on those medium tires to find his way up into 3rd at the moment. Keza pitting for the softs. Going to go 11 laps on those soft tires, so let's see what that Alpine is going to be able to do as O'Steven just tries to stay on the back of Nitro Gash. Now, O'Steven needs to think about pitting sooner rather than later. I'm sure that those medium tires, they are about to give up the ghost, and he has got a chance to use those soft tires to his advantage and try to pick off a few guys and get a good finishing position. This is not going to be the points haul that he was wanting today, and I think that he might just need to accept that reality. But he can still have a decent finish, maybe a top 5, although that's probably pushing it. But I think that O'Steven can definitely get into the top 10.
It just all depends if there's... The only time you'll probably get into the top 5, Tim, is if there's a safety car at the right time. And I can't see that happening. We've had no safety car at all this evening. Top 10? Maybe a push. But it just all depends if he can try and push on. But either way, he will lose out quite a few points situation in the Performance League. Oh, Speed Queen! Speed Queen will lose out to Michael going side by side before Parabolica. Michael, brilliant move actually, brilliant move. Speed Queen, she'll have the DRS. Let's just, I love this helicopter view that I'm seeing now. Speed Queen now putting the pressure on as much as possible. Michael trying to get Party Trev, moves up to 6. Michael trying to close the gap, but 9 up. But Speed Queen stays in 9th, Tim.
So Speed Queen a little bit of a slide out of that final chicane, but hangs on to it. Michael Luke has his sights set on the AlphaTauri of ARL, who has just been trying to survive for the second half of this race. Party Trev, meanwhile, ahead of ARL, trying to run down the Ferrari of Soldier Stone, who is trying to run down the McLaren of Russman, and is a little bit closer to his competitor than Party Trev is at the moment. So we'll ride on board with Soldier Stone, who's currently running in the 5th position. Sir Spud, meanwhile, leads this race with 16 laps on those medium tires. Nitro Gash in 2nd, who will inherit the lead once Sir Spud inevitably decides to make a pit stop. Not sure exactly when that decision is going to be, but it's going to have to be fairly soon.
Fairly soon indeed! Scary! Michael trying to make the move! Oh, this was deja vu at the F2 League nearly. One of the drivers lost out as Ascari, but Mike, oh my god, we got 2-2 to bed moments. Michael making the move into 7th. Rymac, the Flying Scotsman, making the move to 9th. Come on! Come on! We want this beautiful moves! Come on! This is mad! We guarantee a 2 to bed moment. Oh no! Rymac holding on, air out. Oh! Get in! We can have a 3 to bed! No! Rymac holding on for dear life! Michael moves up to 8th, ARL drops down to 9th, and I'll tell you what, Tim, I'm going to have a drink, because I'm about to lose my voice.
Meanwhile, the Williams of Speed Queen 80, I do believe, having a little bit of a contact between ARL and herself, so Speed Queen 80 probably not too happy, not sure if she's got any wing damage, though, on that Williams car, but ARL, he was really just kind of like a pinball bouncing through that first chicane. But she is in 10th, and ARL dropping down even further. Wondering if maybe he's got even more damage on that AlphaTauri than what he might have already had. I do suspect that there could be some damage that he has dealt with, but ARL currently battling with Keza, is able to keep the Alpine driver just behind him. Meanwhile, Russman and Soldier Stone having a bit of a battle here, and look at that, it's a 3-car battle into Ascari, and Russman, a big corner cut there, definitely got a warning for that, I'm sure. Oh, Steven in the AlphaTauri, he is just trying to hang on, as we have said. Soldier Stone, though, about to overtake that AlphaTauri if he doesn't get overtaken by the Alpine of Party Trev, who is trying to recover and get a decent points haul going into today's race. Party Trev was the points leader, but by only 3 points over O. Steven. Russman could walk away with the points lead today, but he is going to have to outscore Party Trev. If the race were to end at this very moment, if my math is correct, Russman would have the points lead, but it would be very, very close.
It would be very, very close, but O. Steven's still hanging on. He's still hanging on. He's the only one left who has not done a pit stop, and he's dropping down. He could lose a few positions. You can tell by the tyre wear he's got. He's really worn out, and Party Trev making a move on the inside at the chicane, just out the nick of time. So Party Trev moves up to for O. Steven. O. Steven drops down. O. Steven is dropping down like a domino effect, Tim.
He got into the gravel a little bit out of that chicane, Malkin, so he lost a lot of time. That allowed all the cars behind him to go around him. Not sure why he's decided to stay out this long on the medium tires. It has pretty much shot himself in the foot. He needed to pit about a lap or two ago for those soft tires because he is just losing an enormous amount of time around drivers who have semi-fresh mediums versus his ancient medium tires.
Ancient.
Absolutely ancient. I mean, he is dropping like a rock. You've said it yourself, Malkin. I'm waiting to see if he's going to pit this time. If he doesn't, then he's not just shooting himself in the foot. He blew his entire foot up. So let's just see what the AlphaTauri driver is going to do. He still stays out on track.
I don't know what's going on in O. Steven's mind at the minute. I think he's just hoping that there'll be a safety car. He'll be hoping to make sure someone's going to have a crash at safety car. That's what he's trying to do. But I think that's a bad move from O. Steven. If there's no safety car at this evening, Speakery drops it down to 10, so she could lose out her momentum of the podium. Keza's retired. Keza has retired on the inside. On the inside of the pits. Inside. I'm sorry, I can't say the words at the minute. Losing the plot there. Keza has unfortunately left Monza and has left the Grand Prix team.
So unfortunate for the Alpine driver of Keza. They have to retire in the pits. Not going to be finishing this race. We'll watch Soldier Stone now trying to catch Russman, and he's going to have the DRS on his competitor, but he's not going to be able to pass him before he gets to the Ascari chicane, but he will be able to make up a little bit of ground. Meanwhile, Michael Luke goes around the Alpine of Party Trev just behind them, entering the Ascari chicane, and Michael Luke, he's really flirting with track limits going into that corner there.
Absolutely. But Party Trev will try and have everything he can to close the gap. But Nightgash is getting, just got ahead of Tarak, who's already a lap down. He doesn't want to cause Nightgash too much with the Ghost itself. I'm hoping that's not going to cause any havoc itself. So here we go. What we're going to try and see. Can Party Trev now close the gap onto Michael? Or Michael's got no ERS. So Spud's got the fastest up the race with a 122.703, Tim.
Good lap from Sir Spud from the 11th position. Meanwhile, Ginger Tiger and Speed Queen 80 jostling around for position through the first chicane, but Speed Queen 80 ultimately wins out over Ginger Tiger, so she's in 9th, Ginger Tiger in 10th. Sir Spud still back there in 11th, though I suspect that with those fresh set of Dr. Feelgoods that he's going to be able to go around both of these drivers.
I love how you say Dr. Feelgoods. Yeah, I don't know why I just did it. So Soldier Stone is getting close to Russman now. Oh, nearly lost it. Let's go corner 2. Russman should have. He's got no more ERS as far as I can see. But Soldier Stone now putting the pressure on as much as possible. But can't get close to Russman. But just reading some of the comments. Rain says Nitro is taking the Ascari very cautiously. I think that's why he struggled in the beginning, according to effect. Yeah. This is an after thing. It was usually the left-hander faster Ascari that was deadlier. Yeah, in the F1 2004, it felt so good to overtake. Meg, how you doing, mate? You're right. Long time no see. How you doing? Hope you came well. It's just good to see some old faces running on the full grid. Come on, Rymac, Reshka, Nitro, O. Steven, Ginger Tiger, Speakers, Spud, and Sab. Yellow flag set to 3. That is, I think that might be JP. Is that going to be the safety car? Is that going to be the safety car? I wonder. If it isn't, then actually, yeah.
I will be surprised actually, Mac, because it looks like the car is just stopped there, but nope, no safety car. So I'm going to be surprised. No safety car, but Reshka did get around Rimac going into turn number 1 that time. So Reshka in the Williams has moved around that Alfa Romeo. And I got a little bit of sad news from Rimac just a few minutes ago. He messaged me before the race started, and I didn't see it until just a little bit ago. But he has told me that tonight is going to be his last race.
Oh no! Oh no! The Flying Scotsman on his final race of the evening. Let's hope he signs off with a good, decent points, and he's getting close to Reshka for 6th place. Let's hope he does have a fantastic ending of the decent amount of points as well. So sad news at the minute. That's a shock at the minute, because I'm hoping Rimac will come back as quickly as possible. Soldstone now making the move on to Russman for 2nd place. Soldstone going side by side with the DRS, and just hold on. Made the move perfect, but Michael's just pouncing. He's just nearly there to try and make the move onto Russman, but not enough, Tim.
Soldstone 2nd, Russman in 3rd, Nitro Gas still your leader with Michael Luke in 4th and Party Trev in 5th. This is the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Realistic Performance League, brought to you in partnership by GridFinder.com, Nailcoat Hall, Driver 61, and GT Omega. Just a handful of laps remaining, and wow, look at how close Russman was going into that chicane to the back of that Ferrari, and Michael Luke, he is just sort of the man with the front row seat of all this.
Yeah, definitely. He'll be thinking, if any of these drivers lose out massively, this is their best opportunity as well. So yeah, let's hope.
Michael, he's thinking about making a move around Russman, but Russman blocks him and makes the move around Soldier Stone instead. It's side by side through the Ascari chicane, but on the exit, is it going to be the Ferrari or is it going to be the McLaren? It's still going to be side by side. Russman and Soldier Stone, they just will not let up, but the McLaren and Russman just barely edges ahead and will clear Soldier Stone before they get to Parabolica.
Come on! Come on! We want the 3 to bed moment! Come on! We need this! We need this! We either can try and make the move or they're not going to do it. No, it looks like there's a bit of a gap between Russman and Soldstone, but we might have a 3 to bed moment between Soldstone and Michael. Michael trying to make the move on the inside! Michael trying to make the move! No! They're too scared, Tim! They're too scared to make the moves! That's turn 1.
Michael Luke, I've noticed he is taking these corners very, very cautiously, at least the first corner especially, and he will be a driver that will concede. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes you need to be that driver that backs out. Personally, I think that maybe he could have stayed there and we could have had a side-by-side battle, but Michael knows his car better than I do, so he knows what he needs to do to keep that car where it is, and he's running in 4th, which is a fantastic result if the race were to end at this moment. So don't listen to the commentator, listen to the driver.
They're going to listen to us, Tim. They're going to listen to us because we're the commentators to bring you some live exclusive on the Invictus Racing League on the YouTube channel, live exclusive for you guys. And please, please, please make sure you like and subscribe to the Invictus Racing League YouTube channel for all the live races itself. I've just seen that we aimed over 14 likes. Thank you so much to everyone. I was going to say, normally I say if we can get more than 10, at least 10 likes, that'll be a massive help. If we get 15, even better. 20, that's super. Thank you so much to everyone that's liked and subscribed to Invictus Racing League, and also liked this stream as well. Thank you so much, guys.
So Soldier Stone using the DRS to try to get close to Russman, but not going to be able to make a move into turn number 1. Michael Luke not going to be able to make that move at all onto Soldier Stone. So lap 25 of 27 here in Nitro Gas leads by 4.9 seconds, and as long as we don't have a safety car, and actually we're too close to the end for a safety car, so as long as Nitro Gas does not make a catastrophic mistake, he will be the winner of this race. 2 wins in a row, his 4th win on the season. And you got to think, if Nitro Gas had not have gotten some of the DNFs earlier in the season that he had, then he might be in this championship fight as well.
Yeah, I do agree, actually. I think if he didn't have those DNFs or those, as long as he had a few bad results, like Brazil and the British Grand Prix, and also the Belgian Grand Prix when they was outside the top 10. Yeah, I think if he had a better time, he would have had an opportunity of a lifetime to close the gap. But again, there's 4 races after this race, so don't give up on anyone. If he gets a rhythm going, if he gets the next few races in with wins, watch out for Nitrogash as well, Tim.
And here is a development. Soldier Stone just picked up a time penalty for multiple warnings out of the Ascari chicane. So if the race were to end right now, that means that Party Trev would finish in 4th instead of 5th. Due to that time penalty, which would help him in the point standings, and I think maybe help him retain the lead. Again, I'm not going to sit here and try to do the math, but it is close. I think if Party Trev is able to finish in 4th place, that he will be able to retain the lead over Russman, but again, not sure about that. I was not very good at math in school. I just know that between Russman and Party Trev and O. Steven, they were all within about 5 points entering this race.
So it was 4 points the gap between Polytrev and Russman. Polytrev at the moment 25, 22, 20, 17, 16, so 16 points. Russman, sorry, Russman 22. Yes, so Russman will have 6 points. He will be ahead by 2 points. He will be ahead by 2 points, unless if my math is not spot on. But yeah, so he will be ahead by 2 points. If it stays like this, if Pytrev moves up to 4th, will be 1 point for Russman, will be ahead. Tim.
Well, my math was close then. Thank you, Matt, for helping me out with that. Russman in 2nd place, and as long as he stays there, will be able to walk away with the points lead. Soldier Stone trying to get around that McLaren, and he will be able to do it, but does he clear him? No, he does not. So we're going to have a side-by-side battle through the first chicane, but Soldier Stone, he is maybe going to be able to get ahead and clear him. Yeah, actually, a little bit of wheel spin from Russman allowed Soldier Stone to get ahead of him.
Michael's lost out. Oh my God, Pytrev's got ahead of Russman. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Russman moves up to 2nd. Oh, no,
and there's contact, and Russman spins off. Party Trev moves up into 3rd. Russman is off the track. He's trying to rejoin this race. Party Trev moves into the podium position. This is exactly what he needed for his championship hopes.
Oh my God, so Spud out of nowhere. He could get a podium. He could get another podium. Stone's got that 3-second time penalty. Oh my God, this is bad. This is absolutely bad. Oh, Polytrev now trying to close the gap onto Soulstone. But Nigel Gash will be coming up to Parabolica in about a few moments' time. But this is absolutely insane. Polytrev now making a move. He's getting out side by side. 2nd place. Polytrev out of nowhere. Brilliant!
Oh, and Soldier Stone trying to get underneath the Alpine. Soldier Stone goes wide through Parabolica. And Sir Spud moves into 3rd place. Nitrogash, he has won the Italian Grand Prix. Party Trev in 2nd place will cross the line ahead of Sir Spud, who is in 3rd. Michael Luke moves up to 4th. Reshka into 5th. Soldier Stone all the way down to 6th. And Rymac in what is possibly his final race in the Performance League, at least for the foreseeable future, finishes in 7th. A fantastic points finish for him and a job well done, a race well fought. Russman in 8th after an unfortunate incident into the 2nd chicane on the final lap. Ginger Tiger in 9th in the Aston Martin. Speed Queen 80 in 10th. Sab in 11th. 12th is O. Steven. ARL in 13th. 14th is Matty, as long as he can limp around to the finish, and then Tarak in the 15th position.
What a mad lap. That last lap. You never ride that off until the very last lap, the very last corner, or the very last part of the track itself. But, oh my God. A lap ago, I said Russman was going to be in the lead by 2 points. Now, Pytrev is going to be absolutely loving it now, because he'll be getting ahead with quite a few points situations. Yeah, so mad scenes with well done to Spud, actually. It was a good good drive from him, considering what happened, and also took that advantage of the last podium place. So well done too. Well done to Nigel Gash. Again, a fourth win this season. 4 wins this season. That is a fantastic achievement for him. Absolutely fantastic. Well done also to Polytrev and Spud. We'll get the classification. I'll pass you over to Tim for the for the race classification. Sorry.
And your official finishing results for the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Performance League Italian Grand Prix is Nitrogash winning 2 in a row, winning their race in the Italian Grand Prix in the McLaren Party Trev, and second Sir Spud. In third, Michael Lutkin. Fourth, fifth is Reshka Soldierstone. In sixth, Rymac. In seventh, eighth is Rustman. Ninth is Ginger Tiger. Speed Queen 80. In 10th, 11th is Sab. O. Steven. In 12th, 13th is ARL. 14th is Maddie. 15th is Turok JP. In 16th and 17th is Keza. We will talk to our top 3 finishers of Nitrogash, Party Trev, and Sir Spud here in just a few moments' time. But what a fantastic race from Monza that, honestly, Nitrogash, he kind of missed out on it because he was 4 seconds ahead of the whole thing.
Yeah, but he's not messed about. He just wanted to get the race done. I think that frustration from the F3 race last night, where he lost out the chance to close the gap, to extend his lead, I think that's the burning desire to try and get decent points in this race. But it was a class race, to be fair. It was an absolute class race. Just reading some of the comments. Reen says, don't know how the stewarding works, but Russman had many clear offences. Well, good evening, Will. How you doing, mate? All right. This is well done, Rymac. Rain says, that was the best race since I started tuning in back in Russia. I'm glad you enjoyed it, mate. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Michael says 3 times P4 in F3 now, and RP P4 when I got on podium. Class race, absolutely. It looks like ARL had something was wrong with the car apparently, so not sure what exactly has happened, but we'll try and get we'll try and get majority of the drivers in if they're all in. We're just waiting for Polytrev before we start. So let me just clarify to make sure he is actually in the party itself. If not, we'll have to try and get him in as quickly as possible. But other than that, we will try and get the interviews for the first and third as well. ARS has had bad damage surely to the floor. That's what he said. So for the guys that are in already, can you please make sure you allow voice to be shared? It's set to always allow. If you're not sure how to do it, go to the party settings, and there's an option called allow voice to be shared. Make sure it's set to always allow. Make sure you do that as soon as possible. I'll try and get Polytrev in, but once the guys are all set and ready to go, we will try and get the interviews in as quickly as possible. But thank you so much for everyone that's contributed to the race tonight. It was an absolute classic, wasn't it, Tim?
It really was. Even though Monza is infamous for DRS trains, and we saw a lot of them, it still allowed us to have a nice bit of action, if not for the lead, and definitely for the mid-pack and even the final podium spots, and in a way, kind of where it mattered with the championship, especially on that last lap between Party Trev and Russman. That was a turning point that could very well turn into a crucial moment in this title fight.
Absolutely, and I still can't believe what happened. And I'm hoping that the guys will try and watch that back, because did you expect that at all? Like, from the situation that Russman and now Polytrev now is getting ahead with the points. I can't remember that points itself, but guys, are you all set, ready to go?
Yep. Yeah, I'm all good.
Cool. So, Tim, I'll let you do the honours for the interview questions to Nitrogash and to Spud.
And we will start with Nitrogash, your winner of the Italian Grand Prix, your 4th win on the season and your 2nd win in a row. I'm sure that you are over the moon with your performance today. I've got to ask you, though, do you think that McLaren has something around this race circuit that really, plays into their car? Because you and Russman both were 2 of the fastest drivers on the track today.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We were in the wet as well. I invalidated my last wet run by running too far right over the finish line, and it invalidated the one I was on the next one as well. So I was like, great. And I would have been, I think, 2nd on the grid. So maybe the car's just suited to the track. In all honesty, though, I think he was a bit quicker than me, in fairness. But obviously, I saw him on the final corner just coming back onto the track. So I don't know what happened to him. But I mean, it's unlucky for him. I think he should have got a podium as well. From what I mean, I was just looking at the results, but it all changed in the last lap. I looked up and everybody had switched places.
What actually happened to him was there was some contact into the second chicane, and he spun. So, unfortunate for Russman there. But I was noticing earlier on in the race that it seemed like your car just didn't quite have the speed and the pace that Russman's did, but then somehow you were able to find it later on in the race. Is that just a matter of your setup and your tires coming to you as the run went on, or were you just driving a little bit differently?
A little bit of that, but also a little bit of I was just trying to be careful. Obviously, last night's race in F3, I muffed up basically going through Scary. I went too far right. It wasn't like a massive amount, but it was just enough to spin me off, and I DNF'd last night. So I was just trying to be careful, really. But then as the race progressed and I went through it more and more times, I was speeding up. But I was just trying to manage the gap, really. Staying at 4 seconds, so it's quite comfortable. So I didn't really have to push too hard.
Well, Nitro, congratulations on your win today. You ran a fantastic race, but you also missed a fantastic race behind you because you were 4 seconds ahead.
I'll have to get it back on the highlights, but yeah, cheers, Tim.
All right, congratulations, Nitro, guys. We'll go ahead and talk to our second place finisher of Party Trev. So, Party Trev, first off, you joined a little bit late, so we are going to ask to make sure that you have set your voice to allow it to be shared. Go over to the party settings and click always allow, and let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, all good, Tim. Hopefully you can hear me.
Yeah, I've got you, Party Trev. So going into the race today, you were ahead by only 3 points over Russman. Now, I don't know how far you're ahead now, but you wouldn't have been if that last lap contact, with it looked to be about 2 or 3 different cars, would have happened. So just tell us from your perspective what happened there.
The battle for like second, third, and fourth, I was with them at one point, maybe about 5 laps to the end, but they're all in faster cars, and yeah, they had more pace than me towards the end, so they gapped me. But as it came to the end of the race, the 3 of them kept battling, and I just got closer and closer, and then finally on the last lap, just coming into turn 1, I caught up to the back of them. I think Soldier Stone went for a move on Russman. Things got a bit scruffy between them through the second part of the first chicane. I got a good run out of the chicane, and then I was sitting behind Soldier Stone going into the second chicane. Russman went for a move down the inside of Soldier Stone, kind of went in deep. The 2 of them made contact. I just about avoided the chaos and continued on, and then just managed to get Soldier Stone down the back straight. He had run out of ERS, I think. So pretty pleased to finish on the podium. Well done to Nitro. Is that his 3rd or 4th win this season?
It is. Go ahead.
It's fourth win.
Yeah, mighty impressive. So well done to him, and well done to Spot as well. P3 again. So yeah, it was a really fun race.
What was the turning point in the race for you? Because earlier on, you were running about 6th place, and it seemed like maybe you could get a top 5 at best. So what was the turning point from going to a top 5 car to the runner-up car?
I had a really dodgy first lap. I had a bad first corner. I just got caught out on the outside of the first chicane. So I think I started P6, but I think that pushed me back to P8 or P9. So I had to kind of make my way past some slower cars to get back up into sort of P6, P5. And to be honest, I just by keeping it clean and those other guys ahead battling just allowed me to close up, and I should really be P4, P5, but yeah, just that contact on the last lap went my way, and I managed to stay out of trouble.
Well, congratulations on a podium finish today, Party Trev. 2nd place in the Alpine, and you're still the points leader. Go ahead
Nice
and take.
Thanks, guys.
Go ahead and talk to Sir Spud now. Another podium for you on those soft tires. Congratulations, Sir Spud. But I've got to ask you, how did you manage to work your way up all the way to third?
Grit and determination. After a really disappointing qualifying, the lap time that I did was on 10 laps of fuel and no ERS. I was just going around just to set a banker lap, and hit one of the sausage curbs and then just hit the wall, and it tapped the wall as I always do, and the front wheel came off. So I was like, well, I'll just sit here for the rest of it, and I just tried my best to try and work my way through everyone. Good job the DRS came when it did, because I was doing quite a lot of overtakes on the softs. I think I made about 8 overtakes while I was on the softs, just to get up to the top 6 on the last lap. And obviously then they all had that incident in the chicane, and managed to squeeze past 3 of them and tried to catch Party Trev, but had no ERS left on the back straight, otherwise I'd have had second. But third's better than nothing. I'm just trying to keep hold of the constructors. Stephen, because I know he was in an absolute terrible car. F3 driver in a bottom end car that should be F1 cars. It's not nice, but it is what it is.
So I guess I've got to ask you, since you were the biggest mover today, how do you navigate around those DRS trains? Because we've talked about it so many times over, so many races, that the DRS trains can really be detrimental to a driver's race. So how do you navigate through those and ultimately get past those?
Straight line speed. That's what my car was set up to be. Straight line. I knew it had handled around the corners because I did quite a bit of practice round Ascari, which is where I normally struggle. But I did concentrate on straight line because I knew I weren't going to be up the front on qualifying. Not a chance. I just put maximum top speed on and just, because I was going past them, I was like, see ya. I was like, there they've gone. And then just went round. Anything I could do.
Well, congratulations, Sir Spud, on your podium today. Another podium on the season, and with that, that is all the time that we have today. But I want to give a big thank you to all the drivers that raced with us, everyone who watched the stream, and congratulations to the top 3 finishers. This is the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Realistic Performance League, brought to you in partnership by GridFinder.com, Nailcoat Hall, Driver 61, and GT Omega. Big thank you to our sponsors for jumping on board and supporting the stream and the league as a whole. And with that, until next time, have fun and goodbye.
See you later, guys.